Fall Guys is a game that has completely and entirely taken over every second of my free time when I'm not at school or making videos. I've put in well over
120 hours
into this game, and I'm actually in the top 2.1% of players as far as the most matches played. While those numbers may make me pathetic, they actually give a lot of credibility to what I'm going to be talking about today, which is the rarest skin so far in Fall Guys. Now, I know this game has only been out for a little bit over a month, but it's already become pretty clear that there are certain skins that are standing out that are far rarer than other ones, which is natural in a game of this caliber, since if you don't know, the way you get rare skins is by paying for them with your crowns, or essentially giving away your wins for these skins. So really only very good players, or I guess ones who put a lot of time in and are lucky, can get these rare skins. And that's what separates this from a game like Apex or Fortnite, where it's essentially just who throws the most amount of money in. So let's get right to it. We're going to be talking about these not necessarily in any real order, but I want to hear from you guys. Have you seen these skins, or do you own them? That way I myself and the viewers can go down to the comments and see if I'm on target with these, or if it's just my own personal experience. So that's enough of me blabbing. Let's get into this. So the first one that we're going to talk about, and all of these came from the Fall Guys shop Twitter, which is a phenomenal resource. It seems like it's a very particular resource, but in my case for this research, it was really good. So thank you to them. Link to them in the description. But this one came out on August 14th, and it's called Chili. Now, there's a top and a bottom for this, costing you a total of 6 crowns. And this is essentially a blue reskin of the Mammoth, which is called Woolly. This is actually one of my favorite skins. I have it in brown, which is the regular color that you can purchase for just kudos. I did not have those crowns lying around when this was in the shop, unfortunately, or I definitely would have picked it up. So let me know if you have this one or if you've seen it, and let's get on to the second one. Now, this was the first skin in rotation when the game first dropped, and this is the Alex skin from the new Half-Life game. Now, I'm pretty sure Alex was in other Half-Life games, but this is mostly because if you don't know, Valve just released a VR version of their new Half-Life game, and I believe this is in reference to that. So as you can see, this costs a whopping 10 total crowns, and as I mentioned, this was on the first day, so there are probably fewer than 100 people who have the top and bottom together, since it's just that crazy to get 10 crowns within the first 48 hours of the game dropping. But who knows? I personally have never even seen this skin once, so if any of you have, let me know down below. This is just one of those things that I feel like, unless they bring back into the shop, anytime you see it, it's really gonna stand out to you, because you're probably not gonna see one, for weeks at a time because it's so rare. Now, let's get into the third one on our list. And for those of you who don't know, Fall Guys is published by the same company which published the Hotline Miami games, both 1 and 2. And so they have a cool reference here to Hotline Miami, where they have this chicken jacket and bottom, and it's just called jacket. But again, this is a whopping 10 crowns for the two of these, and this was released just 3 days after the game officially dropped. I don't know the name of the character. I have played through Hotline Miami once, so don't crucify me in the comments, but I don't remember the name of the character, so someone let me know down below what this character's name was. And I just think it's interesting that the Hot Rod Flames came with this. I think that's very cool, considering it fits well with the top, even though you can't see most of that design. Now, as I previously mentioned, this was August 7th, running through August 9th, so you did have a little bit more time to gather those crowns than you did for the Alex skin. I have seen probably about 3 of these jackets around, but only ever the top. I've never seen the bottom on any of the players who have it. Usually they rock the purple pants, or something along those lines, or no pants. I don't know. That's the beauty of giving the fashion to the player. But this next one is also a legendary, and this is from Gungeon. Now, I'd never even heard of Gungeon before. I just happened to be playing this, and my brother was like, yo, that's the little bullet guy from Gungeon. And I was like, what the heck is Gungeon? But it turns out that he was right, and I didn't realize that the Bulletin was in the shop. I don't know if I just, didn't play during August 16th and 17th or what was going on there, but I came back and suddenly I started seeing these skins around, which is actually one of my favorite skins in the game, so I'm a little bummed out that I didn't get to get it. But at a whopping 10 crowns, I definitely don't think I would have been able to afford it anyway, especially not that early in the game, considering I've only won 8 times and the game's been out for about a month and 4 days at this point, which is pretty sad. Out of all the rare skins on this list, I've probably seen this one the most. I think I've probably seen the Gungeon I've probably seen this skin about 5 times, but I've only seen the complete set once, and one of them doesn't really count because he was a hacker. So if we're going all in all here, I'd say I've seen it about 4-ish times, which is still pretty rare. Although probably not as rare because, as I mentioned, by August 16th, there were likely a lot more people who had those crowns expendable compared to the earlier ones. Going back a little bit to August 8th, we have this fish tank skin, which kind of looks a little bit like the top of a Big Daddy. At first, when I saw this skin in the game, I thought it was actually a Big Daddy from BioShock, but it turns out it's just kind of like a scuba diver helmet. I mean, I guess if you want to imagine it's a Big Daddy top, you can, but think canonically it's just a scuba diver head. And this one's interesting because it's the only non-legendary on this list. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen this skin. I don't think I've even seen it once. I knew of it because I happened to see somebody wearing it in my Twitter feed, somebody who was just playing, and I was like, wow, where did that come from? And I looked at it. I didn't have the game back on August 8th. I don't think I picked it up until probably around the 12th or 13th or something like that. But this is one of those ones where I think people just don't really like the way it looks, and that's the reason they don't wear it, not because, they didn't have it or they didn't have the crowns expendable. I personally like this skin a lot, and if it came into the store now, I probably would pick it up. But it seems like at the time, a lot of people weren't that interested in it, and that's why it's up here on this list. And this last one, before we get to our honorable mentions, is the pre-order bonus Gordon Freeman with the head crab. Now, the fact that it says variant leads me to believe that in the future we're gonna see more Gordon Freeman skins, but for right now, this is the only one that we have, and we know for a fact that it will never be coming in rotation because it is a pre-order bonus. Now, that leads me to believe that as time goes on, this one's gonna get more and more and more rare. Additionally, I just don't think that many people pre-ordered the game. I've probably seen this one maybe 4-ish times, 4 or 5 times. So it's not like overtly rare, but I think as time goes on and the player base builds, it's going to get more and more rare. Now, for the honorable mentions, I did want to mention the Scout. However, I've seen quite a few of them, so that's why I didn't put it on this list. I've probably seen, maybe 8 or 9 of them, which isn't a tremendous amount, but definitely a lot more. That's like 4 or 5, 6 times the amount that I've seen for the ones that I have on this list that I talked about. So let me know, do you guys also think these are rare? Have you seen a lot of them? Have you not seen any of them at all? Do you own them? I'll be down in the comments talking to you guys as always. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, as that really helps me out in search results. And if you're not already, you can help me get to 30,000 subscribers by joining the club and hitting that red subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell as well. It just lets you know when I post so you never miss it. That's going to be it for me for this video, guys. So until next time, take it easy.